Ilia, I'd be curious to know if you feel like you have gotten under Max Holloway's skin in the lead up to this fight.
I never thought about that, to be honest, and I don't care. I will be in his skin on this Saturday, that's for sure.
He's saying that he was here earlier today and he feels that, you know, about this whole finger-pointing story, that you haven't earned that moment with him yet and you're just a copycat of Conor McGregor.
I never asked him if I deserve that or not. I will be pointing to the ground since the first second of the fight. If he wants to stay with me in the middle, it's okay, and prove that he's the real BMF. And if he decides to don't do that, it's okay too. I'm gonna find a different way to finish him and take his head off. For me personally, the opinion I have is that that belt was created for and because of George Masvidal. Beside of him, no one is a BMF. But if someone has to have it, I prefer to have it. Of course, I'm ready, not for 5 rounds to be honest, I'm ready for 10 or 15 rounds, whatever he wants to do, I can do it. But I don't think that the fight will go to the distance. I will finish him before that.
If you knock out Alex Volkanovski and Max Holloway in 1 year, does that make you the best fighter this year?
I don't know who takes that decision, but if they think that I'm the best fighter, I will be very grateful with that. If not, Alex is a great fighter too. He deserves to be the best fighter. The way I applicate the techniques and the skills to my opponent, the way I move my head, the way I dominate the octagon, that's the difference. What evolution do you see in Max Holloway in every fight? Maybe only in striking, but you don't see him getting better in wrestling or in the ground. You don't see him trying new things, only in the striking. And this is what I'm talking about. I try to evolve the game all the time, not only in the striking, with the wrestling, with the ground game, with everything.
You know, he broke Justin Gaethje's nose right away with that spinning back kick. He hurt Anthony Pettis with the same kick. Do you think people are focused so much on his boxing that maybe they don't see everything else well that he does?
In reality, he's a good striker. It's not only a boxer, because calling himself the best boxer in the UFC is kind of shame, I think, because he's not the best boxer in the UFC. But he's a good striker. He has a lot of experience. He's very patient inside the octagon. But everyone is good when they can develop their style inside the octagon, and someone is not putting the pressure on him. So on Saturday night, he's gonna feel something that he never felt with any other opponents that he had in the past. The pressure he's gonna feel with me, it's gonna be completely different.
So would you say you're the best boxer in the UFC?
I don't like to take credits from anyone in the UFC, because we have a lot of great fighters, and let's the people to decide that, right? Let's the people to call you the best boxer in the UFC.
You defeated one of the greatest featherweights in history, Alex Volkanovski. Now you're fighting Max Holloway, another one of the greatest featherweights. If you defeat him, do you feel like there is no more challenge left for you at featherweight, and perhaps you want to fight Islam Makhachev next? What's it for you?
Before I used to make more predictions about that, and I want to fight this one or that, but at the end of the day, I want to do my job, which is to show up and fight, and we'll see what the UFC wants me to do. If they call me and they want me to move up to the lightweight division, I will be okay with that, to move up and be the first one to submit Islam. And if they want me to keep defending that belt in the featherweight division, I will be okay with that too. So let's leave that decision to the UFC.
Alexander Volkanovski, I know you had an interaction with him yesterday. Does that kind of go how you thought it would be? You guys were respectful, you'd shake hands?
I always respect Volk, always. Before the fight, after the fight, there was nothing personal. I was only fighting for my dreams. And this is the same thing what's happening this Saturday with Max. I have all the respect for him. He's a great fighter. He has achieved many great things in the sport. You can't take the credits from him. So I have learned many things from him. He called me a fan. Yeah, I followed his career. I've been a fan. How can you not be a fan of Max Holloway, right? So he's been a great example for me, but now it's my time to be that example for the new generation.
What kind of difference you see from Max, for example, 5-6 years ago and Max today?
That's the thing. I don't see any difference. He's the same Max Holloway that we have seen since, I don't know, 2020. Since I made my UFC debut, he's the same one. Good striker, very patient in the octagon, but that's it. I didn't see any evolution in his game.
Acaba de decir Max Holloway que eres un copión de McGregor, que le has robado sus tatuajes, su aura.
Es un mequetrefe. Ya no sabe. ¿Por qué no habla de lo que se tiene que hablar? Que es de la pelea. Porque no ve ninguna falla en mí. No sabe de dónde cogerse, sabe que soy mucho mejor que él y ahora tiene que ir a algo como el mismo Conor, ¿no? Diciendo que yo no era español, es que como no tengo ninguna falla en mi estilo y como peleador soy mucho mejor que ellos, van a eso, pero realmente que se presente el sábado por la noche y le cierro esa boca. Si se planta, está noqueado, ya está noqueado. Como no lo sienten. Si yo fuera otro tipo de peleador, si yo fuera Jair Rodríguez o Brian Ortega, él diría, claro que sí, me planto aquí en los primeros 10 segundos, me da igual. Y está diciendo, no, yo estoy corriendo un gran riesgo, pero ¿qué riesgo estás corriendo? Lo único que te hace relevante es el BMF que tienes, que ni siquiera lo pones en juego. Yo soy el que está poniendo en riesgo las cosas, yo soy el que está poniendo este cinturón en el medio. Entonces el que verdaderamente está corriendo el riesgo soy yo. Pero aún así no lo quiere hacer. ¿Por qué? Bueno, pregúnteselo a él, algo que a alguno le acerque papel ahora en su habitación. The thing that I want to fight with Islam doesn't mean that I have anything against the people from Dagestan. I don't have anything against anyone, you know. All the respect to all the people. And yeah, it could be a great place to make that matchup between me and Islam. Abu Dhabi, it's a great place. He's going to have a lot of fans here, and I'm sure that a lot of Georgians and Spanish people will come to support me too in that fight.
So a lot has changed, and now for the first time you're defending your title, and I feel like your nickname Matador right now is even more apt in this circumstance than usual, because for the first time people will be coming at you to try to take away something that you have, right? Does that somehow affect the strategy that you are planning to implement in this fight, or are you still sticking to the game plan of moving forward like you usually do?
I always stick to my game plan. They always wanted to take something from me, which is the undefeated record, and no one could, and no one will do that. I will keep and retire as undefeated fighter.